Hello and welcome back to another season of your favorite spray tan podcast, the motherfucking Glow the Fuck Up podcast with your spray tan besties, Steph Taylor in the house.
Yeah. Guys, it's Kelsey. How we doing? Happy season 5.
Happy fucking season 5, guys. Oh my God, I cannot even believe that we are uttering those words. How crazy is that?
This is our 3rd season. No, 4th. Oh my God, 4th season together.
That's nuts. Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies. Yeah, we're coming up. It'll be 2 years this summer.
That's nuts.
I'm so, oh my God. How you been? What are you doing?
God. Guys, we have so much to catch you up on. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for listening to the Glow the Fuck Up podcast. We are your Sunless industry-free resource for all things sunless tanning, you name it. And if you've been here for a while, you guys know the drill. We're here to talk our shit. We're here to catch you up on all of the industry's latest and greatest, all the new news, everything that's going on. We're here to spill some personal tea as well, because you guys love catching up with us too. We have taken just a little baby break. Honestly, I feel like we recorded a couple weeks ago. We took a baby break. We hosted the first ever Made for Melanin Foundation event in Chicago, guys, which was such a success. I'm so proud of it. Like,
so fun. It was so good. It was, guys, it was really incredible. And it was so fun to like see people, you know, and like get to like just like be in each other's presence. It was incredible. We have a lot of people to thank too that helped make it possible. Sponsorships and donations, and
it was great. So if you've never heard of the Made for Melanin Foundation, it is a foundation that Kelsey and I founded last year. We chit-chatted about diversity and inclusiveness in the sunless industry. And so many of you guys have preached that you want to see more of it in the industry. And unfortunately, being an industry that is dominated by white women, it's very hard to get that diversity and that inclusive viewpoint if we don't really have a lot of service providers in the industry that are diverse and of different backgrounds. So we trained 7 students that identify as members of the BIPOC community. These women were incredible. I'm so fucking proud of all of these women who showed up and showed the fuck out. We trained them up. We got them ready for, being service providers out in the wild, if you will. And we have to thank all of the sponsors that really helped us bring this together and make it all possible. So shout out to MindTan. They provided each student with the equipment for their careers, essentially. We got tan light machines from MindTan to set the girls up for something that was going to give them a little bit of longevity when it comes to their career. Kelsey's used the tan light forever, I feel like, right?
Yeah, I've had it, I would say like going on like 4 years. I was trained with it, and then I've had like my own personal machine, for like 4 years now.
Even getting my hands on it when it came to training the girls, I was impressed. For it to be a tiny but mighty workhorse, MindTan, you guys did your thing when it comes to that piece of equipment. It was pretty impressive. And all of our students were so excited to get their hands on it. So stoked to be able to use that equipment. So thank you again, MindTan. Some other thank yous we have to include our girls over at Nuda, SKJ, Bronze Boss, Jen Diaz of Glow Out Salons, and Spray Specs. Jen was so gracious. She hosted us for the event, so we were able to train everyone at Glow Out Salon in Chicago. Special thank you to her for being the hostess with the mostest. We could not have done that without her and all of her help navigating that. Miss Shauna Dexter. If you do not know who Shauna Dexter is, definitely give her a look-see. She is an industry pioneer for sure. She's been in the game for quite some time. She has run successful businesses for years, and she is one of the top mentors in our industry currently. She so graciously set up each of our students with continuing mentorship after certification. So that is something that was just so invaluable that we were so honored to offer the girls. So thank you again, Shauna, for that. That was incredible. Special shout out to Desert Soul, Alt Sun, Tan Bible, Best Spray Tans near me. We really had quite the lineup for these students, and we could not have done it without everybody that was involved. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you guys. It really was incredible. So many incredible brands, the goodie bags that we were able to put together. I mean, a whole gun. And guys, these are scholarships, so everything was free. So for the brands to really step up and believe in our mission here and donate their supplies, it was so incredible. I know I miss it already.
I know. It was wild. And it's crazy because I didn't necessarily know what to expect from the foundation. It was our first one. There were a ton of things that we were working out and that we had prepared. Honestly, my takeaway from this event, we went in so prepared to, educate these women and give them, all of our knowledge. And they really gifted us with just so much insight that we wouldn't have had we not spent that time with them. Even as a woman of color in the industry, I experience, my own shit here, but the stories that these women were willing to share with us and the things that they've experienced was enlightening, heartbreaking. We still have so much work to do as a society, but specifically as an industry. The beauty industry as a whole, Sunless aside, the beauty industry has so much work to do when it comes to catching up on being as inclusive as possible. So special thank you to our students and the women that showed up for this training. And thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for doing something for yourself and showing the fuck up and being willing to be a part of an industry that sometimes doesn't always feel like it's as open and as accepting to us as possible. But I'm so excited to see, how this pops off and to see where all of you guys take your careers. So that was a little tidbit on the Made for Melanin Foundation.
It was also, I want to add, it was only my second time educating, and I just it was cool too to have that feedback from students and tell this this works great, this what I mean, just I don't know, that constructive feedback on becoming an educator. Because I mean, I know you've trained people before, but I was kind of just winging it, and I was like, oh my god, wait, this is so great.
You did so good. You were a natural. I loved it. The hands-on portion, you were taking charge, baby.
I know, but I say all that to say, it really, if educating is something that you guys want to get into, you just got to kind of dive in. That is, say all that to say you're, so.
Absolutely.
It was so.
Yeah, we're going to move on to some new items. I know you bitches have been waiting to hear what's new and what's popping in the industry from us. It's been a couple weeks without us. So, Kelsey, our girl always hits us with all the early press releases. So take it away, sis. What do we have new in the industry?
We got St. Moritz is coming out with an SPF line.
I did see that. Oh my God. Very excited.
They are offering a range of different sunscreens. St. Moritz is a self-tanning brand, and they're available in Ulta and drugstores. And so now they have an SPF line. The verdict's still out on whether or not it is a spray tan safe SPF line, but we're going to try it out and let you know. We got our friends at Tanologist came out with an airbrush mist in their classic. They have light, medium, and dark, and that is in an aerosol can, and it is a clear solution. We have Get Into the Limelight came out with an instant tan remover. Love a good tan remover. Love seeing new ones come out of the
Ooh.
market.
Mm-hmm.
And then they simultaneously also launched a clear self tanner with influencer Natalie Kennedy. That is that there. We also have seen Saint-Tropez just did or announced a partnership, I'm sorry, with Megan Maroney, the country singer. So no new products there. It's just Megan will be a face of the brand. And she, oh my God, you guys, so funny. I took his, when they were like teasing the announcement, I took a screenshot and I sent to Steph and I was like, is this going to be Kelsey Ballerini? And Steph was like, maybe. And she was like, no, I think it's going to be Megan. And then like, sure enough, a day or two later, they announced that it was Megan and I got like the press release. It's, but so cute. Apparently she's been using the brand for forever and it's what she uses when she's on stage. So love.
That was such an adorable collab. Also, guys, I don't know if you know, Kelsey and I are probably more efficient than the motherfucking FBI. Like, real shit. We do our digging when it comes to, formatting these episodes and making sure we get all of the information that we can. We want to be as accurate as possible, as always. When I tell you, they started teasing this, we went down a rabbit hole. Like, I'm sending Kelsey screenshots of Meg Maroney's fucking cowboy boot on a Thursday that she wore. And I'm like, this looks like the teaser of who they're going to announce. Like, when I say we're fucking crazy, if anybody is suspecting their partner, like, doing some dirt, honestly, send us a couple of details. We'll figure it out for you guys. I promise. We're fucking nuts. Like,
oh my God. I'm like that friend that like my friends call and they're like, I can't find this person's social media. Minutes.
Hold, please.
Who is this? What should we know about them? Minutes. And I have their whole life story.
Truly. Yeah, we're crazy. And that's okay. I love that about us. I love being in the know.
I like to call it investigative journalism.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Investigative journalism. Also, me being Latina as fuck, I'm chismosa as fuck. Like, I need to know the tea. I'm finding it out. I need the details. I just have to be in the know. Like, I just feel better that way. Whatevs.
So
I do. Yeah, we have to. I do want to add a little sidebar about Tanologist. So their airbrush mist is like a 360 can. So you can literally like flip this bitch upside down and spray your entire body with it. Love a 360 can. But also they just hired Tans by Natalie to go to ASU and spray tan every single sorority member for spring break in their new clear solution so the girls can try it out. I thought that was so fucking cute.
That is so cute. Oh, congratulations, Natalie. That's huge.
I know. They flew her out to Arizona. I think that Tanologist is such an incredible company. I've worked with them in the past as well. They really take care of their spray tan artists. They love to work with local artists to really just help, spread their brand awareness and also put other spray tan artists in positions to market themselves. And I think that's incredible. So shout out to Tanologist and shout out to Tans by Natalie too. She made the trek and was hanging out with all the sorority girls, spray tanning everybody. I loved following her feed. It was so entertaining. So yeah, shout out Tanologist.
Love that. I know. I think we're seeing more and more self-tanning brands like bringing on spray tan artists to work with them for, to collab for events or especially for like new launches, stuff like that. I think it's really cool. So that's kind of too, I feel like some people might listen, like why, I mean, we do 360 of the sunless industry as a whole, but you got to keep in the know of what the self-tanning brands are doing too, because there's always, that crossover.
Absolutely. We got a DM this past weekend from a new listener. She was so cute. So you know who you are. She reached out and asked if we had any advice when it came to selling a self-tanner as a spray tan artist. She wanted to know, how do I sell spray tan or self-tan efficiently while being a spray tan artist and making sure that my clients continue to come in and get their services? I would always market it as your plan B. You're not always going to be able to get in for your spray tan appointment, and that's okay. You want to keep the bronze going. This is the perfect upsell for a spray tan artist to have some mousse on hand or a 360 can and say, if you can't make it in, here's your emergency glow. We're going to keep a standing appointment with you. But if you can never, if there's a time where you can't make it in, here's your insurance plan, bitch, because we're not having you walk around pale. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a competition. It's never like self-tanning versus spray tanning. I think they go hand in hand. And it's just about how you market it.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. And they already trust you to give them the best tan possible. So if you're suggesting, like whatever you suggest, they're going to buy from you. You're the expert. You've built that trust. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's also a good note to check in with your solution brand. So if you're a professional spray tan artist and you love, you're sold on a specific solution that you use, check in with the companies and see if they offer any sort of like white label options for you so that you can have the same solution that you use in salon. You can offer it in a mousse form for those, specific times when your clients can't come in.
Gorge.
Check on in. All right, we're going to move on, y'all, to some trending topics in the industry. And I want to talk about ways to add elevated services to your business. So we're always trying to diversify, right? We have spray tanning. That's like your bread and your butter. How can you add on items to really elevate your client's experience and overall just get people talking, right? Like word of mouth is so huge for the beauty business. I ask my friends all of the time, like, oh my God, I love your lashes. Where'd you get them done? Who's your lash girl? Did you like the last person you got sugared from? I need a new one. Or, word of mouth is really great. So I think if you're adding these elevated services to your business, that's just going to help you stand out in the long run. People are going to talk about it. It's going to get the buzz going. Press is press, baby. If bitches are talking about your salon and your services, that's a good thing. So give them something to talk about. One thing that we absolutely loved that was so elevated and added such a moment to our service when we were in Chicago was getting picked up by Glow Out Salon's black car service.
Guys, this is the smartest fucking thing you can do, especially if you live somewhere, say, where it's freezing cold. And if you are in like a city center or like a more condensed community, great idea. Jen's team was telling us that their January sales for 2025 versus 2024 were up 100%. Their cancellations were like down like tremendously because I think they offer the black car service for people who make appointments within 3 miles of them, but they're in Chicago, so there's a high, like more condensed population. But it was just the smartest that you can write off the car, guys. That's like a massive tax write-off. It's just the smartest thing. If you have a salon in a city and, you have people, you can hire someone, a significant other, someone in your family. It is just, yeah, I'm sure Jen would be willing to like speak on more of like the process, but she's a fucking genius. It was the coolest experience. And to hear, Chicago, dead of winter, and their sales were up 100% from the previous year is insane, and all due to their car service.
Truly. I mean, and no like stone was left unturned. Like we got in the car and one, it was like luxury. Like I'm not a big like car type person, but the bitch looked nice. I was like, ooh, this is sleek. This is nice. I'm feeling like a fucking bad bitch getting picked up with this black car service. I felt like Mia Thermopolis finding out that she was a princess. Like I was like, this is such an elevated thing to add on to your whole entire appointment experience. The seats were warmed up. There were heated seats. That way, if you had a cold spray tan or whatever, you hop in, you're nice and toasty, you're cozy. he said something about the summer, how they put something on the
they're cooling seats in the summer too. So like you don't have to worry about on leather seats sweating your tan off, because I know that that's like a huge thing as well. Yeah, so even if you're inside, like our Arizona girlies where it's fucking hot as balls all year round.
Yeah.
This is just you're preventing your girls from leaving your salon, sweating their tan off, messing it up. Like there's so
Literally
many perks to it.
so many perks. All right. So some other elevated services or items that you can add to your business. I love a latte coffee bar moment. I think that is something that's really going to set your service aside. You know, when someone first checks in, can I offer you a latte? Would you like something from our coffee bar? Can I offer you, you know, whatever it is that you'd like to keep on hand? I know some people have mimosa bars. Some
So
people
cute.
offer, energy drinks or, you know, some sort of like sparkling water, whatever you really want to offer your clients. I think it's just the act of hosting, right? Like you're there for an appointment. How can I cater to you? Can I offer you something? I really feel like that's just going the extra mile and you're really just elevating that experience for your clients. Something that I suspect is going to really pop the fuck off are prep services. So we have, you know, your clients are coming in for the spray tan, yada, yada, yada. How can you elevate that? How can you add on that and really make that something that stands out? So we've talked about this in previous episodes, the body buff prep service. I feel it in my gut that this is really going to become a thing. You have those girlies that are like, I have to fucking prep for my spray tan. Like I have to exfoliate. I don't really want to do this. Or you have those girlies that come in with like leftover tan and you're like, bitch, really? Like, you know the rules. This would be something that you can add on easily and say, hey, we have a little bit of this older tan still on. I don't recommend we spray tan over this. Why don't we go ahead and just, if you have the time, add on this body buff prep service so you can help them exfoliate, prep their skin for the tan. Voila, that's an added service right there.
And it also like prevents you from having to turn away clients who reach out on the same day. I know so many people struggle with like, oh, I don't want to take like a same day appointment, that sort of thing. This completely eliminates that. So if you have the space in your schedule where you can take same day appointments, definitely consider adding this on. Because yeah, it's going to make you more money in the long run.
Absolutely. And the last item that I like swear by is adding a hot towel service versus baby wipes. It elevates the service so much. If you have, you know, you can infuse with like essential oils and really just make that experience for them. You're getting all of the senses felt all at once. And instead of, you know, whipping out a fucking baby wipe at the end to wipe their hands and wipe their nails, you get an essential oil infused hot towel, wipe their hands, you know, wipe their fingernails, their toenails, the heels of their feet, just make it an experience. And I actually did speak to an artist not too long ago who says she does a towel service before spray tans. She likes to prep the skin that way. She does like a warm towel. And she has the clients just go ahead and wipe their skin down to remove any sort of like sweat or excess residue that might be on the skin. She lets them dry for a moment and then she comes in and does the spray tan. And she says that she's experienced like such insane client retention that way because everyone's tan is on point, just ensuring that that top layer of whatever the fuck they bring into the salon is off and their skin is ready.
I love that. I love that. That is great too, especially if you're in like a walkable city and like you have clients like that come in and like they just have like city muck all over them. Like, I love that.
In the summer too, I feel like that's such a good thing to add on so that everyone's like wiped down, pristine. So yeah, these are just things that we need to start thinking about. We need to find ways to really just add to a spray tan service, right? You got to think from the moment the client schedules that appointment, how are we adding to this experience for them? So just, you know, get get the little wheels turning, figure out ways that we can contribute to the overall experience and really just change the trajectory of the spray tan industry as a whole from, the ones, oh, you spray tan to, oh, bitch, let me tell you about this spray tan I just had. We all have to take a part in spreading the wealth of knowledge when it comes to spray tanning. So there you have it. That's what's trending, y'all. We have a couple other things we want to chit chat about.
Yeah, we'll make it fast. We got the National Spray Tan Day controversy once again this year. We are past it now. We are recording on March 10th. Episode will come out March 17th. There's, made some people upset by sticking with March 6th. Guys, at the end of the day, I care about this day because I care about this industry, but please don't come into my DMs yelling at me it's this day or it's that day. I don't have the capacity for it. At the end of the day, it's a made up day. I want you to celebrate whenever your little heart desires. I'm sticking with the 6th because I love what Taryn, who started National Spray Tan Day, has done for the industry. I love the mission behind it. She planned it for the 6th because the 8th is International Women's Day, and it's a day, because you got the best day, second day's tan, whatever. I love her mission behind it, aligning it with International Women's Day. And that was that for me. I didn't love to see Norvell come in and try to change the day a few years ago. So when it had already been around and set in stone, but at the end of the day, guys, it's a made up day. Celebrate whenever works for you, works for your business, whatever you are morally aligned with. I am not judging. More power to you.
Period.
So happy belated National Spray Tan Day. If you celebrate on the 6th, if you celebrate on the 20th, then happy day to you in a few days.
Literally. Yeah. So I'm just going to add.
I had to get that out. I got this one, guys. I don't like to say this and talk, I don't want it to sound like I'm, but I got this really rude DM, off the bat. She was just mad that she told me to check the day. So I did. And was like, oh, this is, it's in this day 2017. And then she was just kept going. And I was like, all right, well, I literally don't care at the end of the day. I want you to do what's best for you. And that I celebrate all month long. I don't give a fuck.
Literally.
I just, whatever works for you.
Bigger fish to fry, guys.
I have so many other things.
Yeah. What the fuck? Our DMs are a crazy, crazy place. We have been berated in the DMs. We've been called bitches, fucking just mean girls. And we've built this platform on speaking about what we believe in and speaking about our opinions. And that is exactly what they are, our opinions on our platforms. If you ask us a question and you don't like the response, I don't know, maybe don't cuss Kelsey out
over a made-up day, you guys. I don't care so that crazy. Much.
Yeah, no, literally. Also, we've talked about this before. I believe we dropped the episode sometime last year. The real tea is Taryn has been a solo spray tan artist in the industry for, I want to say 20 years now. Taryn's put in her motherfucking time, y'all. She has done so much for this industry. And I want you to think of it as, you have this solopreneur that really wanted to just create something for the community that she loves so much, right? And then you have this big ass fucking business that is I want to create my own day so I can sell shit and
it's ran by a man. P.S.
It's ran by a man. It's just it's giving very bully, and I don't like that. So yeah, I say all of this to say I'm a spray tan artist first before I'm a brand owner, and I can empathize with Taryn and the confusion that this has caused. She went out of her way, paid whatever fees it takes to, register National Spray Tan Day. And here comes, this large company that wants to take that from her and flip it and make it seem like they are the inventors of. It's giving very appropriator. It's giving very colonizer. Don't like that. So yeah. That is like the history behind the tea. If you're new here and you don't know this National Spray Tan Day tea, that is what it is. So I stand with Taryn, and I stand with all spray tan artists that try to create something for their community. Yeah.
Taryn's Day was established 2017. Norvell's was 2022. 5 years later.
Come on. The proof is in the registration dates right there, y'all.
So, but say all that to say, celebrate whenever the fuck works for you. I don't care.
True. Very true.
Do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't yell at me. Just don't DM me and get mad at me because I'm doing something different than you. No, I'm just kidding.
Literally, that was diabolical, honestly.
I literally was like, and it was like, these DMs are sent to me at like 6 a.m. my time. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It's fine.
Yeah. We're going to ruffle some feathers with this one. That's all right. We stand on it.
Speaking, I did ruffle a little bit of feathers with a post last week on the Tan Bible. It was a conversation about should spray tanning require a license? Like, should you be a license? Like, you know, how it is to do hair, to be an esthetician, whatnot. I'm going to say I'm really surprised by the response. It was 60% people and almost 100% of the comments said that, yes, spray tanning should require a license. And then on the poll, it was like 40% no, shouldn't require a license. I'm surprised because in most places right now, spray tanning is not regulated, with the exception of, I want to say somewhere, Washington State, I believe, and Ohio, I think, are the only two states right now. I could be fact check me on Washington, but it's Ohio and then another state that are required. It's like regulated, like through the state where it requires a license. Everywhere else it does not. So I was so interested to find, it was so interesting to me that so many people said yes, it should require a license, and that they would want the state to step in and regulate it. I just kind of, I honestly thought that it was going to go completely the other direction, that they wouldn't want it regulated. I don't know. I figure most people don't like the government to interfere with their services. So I was really surprised to find that out. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the consensus was maybe some of it, well, I won't say a lot. Some of the consensus was definitely trained and like certified, but maybe not, require a license, which is where I stand.
Yeah. So just to add on to Kelsey's point, as of today, only Oregon and Ohio require specific licensing to spray tan. Everywhere else in the states do not require specific licensing to spray tan.
Sorry, I knew Washington, Oregon. I think they're neighboring
close,
states.
Yeah,
I'm like somewhere in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, they're very close. I honestly feel like you should be licensed to operate as a spray tan artist. However, I will add on that note, you posted something, I think it was today, about where was it, Arizona, that wants to get rid of cosmetology and like esthetician licensing altogether. So there would be no governing party over essentially the beauty industry in Arizona. And I feel like if that takes into effect, then you got to knock that shit out everywhere, that's terrifying. If you're going to get rid of any sort of like regulatory practices in the beauty industry, that's...
Yeah. What they're saying right now in Arizona, this proposed bill is that anyone in cosmetology school, all they had to do was take a minimum of 2 hours courses, are allowed to service, meaning cut, color, style, any chemical service in a hair salon, as long as they are under the direction of a licensed professional. So you can have students come into a salon who have, only had 2 hours of cosmetology schooling and take paid clients, which is crazy, especially working with so many chemicals. It's really outrageous to think that that would be possible. But yeah, I mean, we'll see where that goes with cosmetology licenses in Arizona, but I don't know. That's crazy. That just seems crazy to me. I've worked in, my mom owned a salon. I worked in a salon my whole life, and like knowing everything that goes into these services.
Yeah. No, that's actually crazy. I mean, you have to think of it as like a consumer too, and someone that uses these beauty services. Do you feel comfortable going to get, I don't know, fucking balayage or some other sort of chemical service from somebody that's only had 2 hours of training?
No. And
What the fuck?
the
I'm not
scariest
letting
part,
somebody touch me.
no, fuck, no, absolutely not. The scariest thing too is like within the bill, it states that say the service provider did something wrong and there was a lawsuit, that lawsuit would fall back on the salon. It's not going to fall back on the individual provider. It'll fall back on the salon that house them, essentially allowed them to perform the service.
Well, and it's like, who's going to be willing to hire these people if they're going to be such a liability to their business? Like, that just makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of that aside, I do think that there should be some sort of governing party over spray tanning, whether it be some sort of license or just an accredited course that gives you the go on sanitation practices, on safety. Let's be real, guys. There has not been enough studies on the long-term effects of spray tanning in general. So I think it's important to maybe have some sort of governing party over spray tanning so that we can ensure that our artists are appropriately protecting themselves. Fuck the clients at this point. Like, you need to know how to protect yourself. You should be wearing some sort of eye protection. You should be wearing either a mask or some sort of nose plugs if you are going to be servicing clients all day, just so that you can ensure, the longevity of your own lung health. We all know that DHA and other items in a spray tan formulation, when you inhale it, that can stick. You should not have these things in your mucous membranes and or around them 24/7. So I do think that there are certain things that aren't covered in a general spray tan certification. Like, you take it online and yay, you can go get a spray tan. I don't think that that is efficient enough to get an artist prepared for a career.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, that's kind of where I stand on it. Now, how they would implement it, who the fuck knows? But yeah, that is tea, bitch. Damn.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see if it ever, the licensing is ever required, but I guess we'll see.
We shall see. Yeah. So speaking of that, actually, there was, we're going to move on to the craziest shit I've read on Facebook. And one of the Facebook groups, someone was posting like, FYI, there are not any like nationally or globally accredited spray tanning courses, like ever. Like, they just don't exist. Which I'm just going to fact check that really quick. But I do believe there are 3. So this person, I think, was just trying to make a statement and say, like, everybody get off their high horse because none of these courses are accredited. But I believe there are 3 courses that are accredited. And the comments were wild.
God.
The bitches were tussling. Oh my God, it was crazy. We had, a couple of comments that were like, there's no need for anyone to charge over like $500 for a spray tan course. And some people were in agreement of that and saying like, yeah, it's a complete ripoff if people are charging more than like $500 for a spray tan course. And we had a lot of seasoned business owners that were like, actually, like, I charge, upwards of $3,000 for my course. And that's because I've been in the industry for, 15 plus 20 years. And not only are you learning how to spray tan, you're learning my years of knowledge and, education that I've put into my own career. So That I can completely agree with. I think that sometimes you're mad at the wrong thing. Like, you shouldn't be mad at the business owner that's charging $3,000 to certify you if their course is giving you a plethora of knowledge. Like, if they are giving it their all and they're literally prepping you to service clients and run a fucking business, and they're giving you their years of knowledge, I think that that is completely warranted. It is worth the money because you are paying for their experience and you're paying for their knowledge. You're not just paying to learn how to spray tan. Like, if you want to do that, then you can take an online course for like $300 somewhere, and that's fine. But what's truly going to set you aside is investing in your education to start off with. Because typically that kind of course is going to teach you how to, troubleshoot. If you fuck someone up, the little $300 course isn't going to teach you like, oh yeah, this is something that can occur after, your client's already left the salon. But in an in-depth course, you would cover shit like that too. So that was crazy. Yeah, the girls were tussling in those comments.
I have questions, but can something be nationally credited if it's not nationally required to be licensed? Like, wouldn't it be like state accredited? So like a course in Ohio or something would be state accredited, or like the same with Oregon, right? I think that's what I'm getting from this. Like, a spray tan course can't be nationally acknowledged if there's no like governing body over it.
True. So there are courses overseas that are accredited because they have governing bodies over, I believe, the service. And I do believe that you can pay a specific third-party company to accredit your course.
Gotcha.
They just need to go over your course material and ensure that it's like whatever, have to meet some sort of standard in order for them to offer you accredited whatever.
Gotcha. Totally.
I don't know. I'm not the accreditation police,
No,
Kelsey.
No, but like I'm just thinking, because we're talking
No,
along
that's
the
a
lines
great
of
question.
like,
Absolutely.
yeah, like what, and like that could just be a marketing term, to attract people, like to attract students and to make money. And so I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. And the only reason I said that there are 3 accredited courses is there was a girl in the comments that was like dropping receipts, links, resources. She did her fucking research, and we're like, these are currently the only accredited courses in the industry. And I believe one was from Australia. I'll have to do my digging in the comments for that, you guys. And I'll go ahead and post these courses on our Instagram. I'll share them with you.
I will say I just did on ohio.gov. They have their certified tanning operator training approved providers list. So this includes UV as well as Sunless. So Smart Tan is on there. Who else? Oh, tanningschool.com. Tanningclass.com. Tanning training. These are all, these might actually be all just UV, but it looks like, Beat Tan is on their list of approved in Ohio, which is interesting. So guys, like, if it's approved by somewhere that requires a license, then that means that they have to be pretty good. So beattan.com.
Love that.
I know a bunch of the girlies. I know a bunch of the girlies use Beat Tan solutions. So, yeah.
What did I tell you, bitches? FBI. We're going to crack the case. We're going to get to the fucking bottom of this.
Literally.
We are moving on to everyone's favorite part of the motherfucking podcast, the spray tan of the week. And it's the first one of season 5. So very, very big honor. This is going out to our friends over at Blend. We have our friends at Blend MN. MN stands for either Minnesota or Minneapolis. Don't kill me. I'm sorry. But they sprayed, I believe her name is Madison of Love is Blind. Have you watched the reunion yet?
Wait, Minnesota could stand for either because Minneapolis is in Minnesota.
Yeah, so it could be either. I don't know if it's specific for Minneapolis or just Minnesota.
I was like, wait, is it Minneapolis in Minnesota?
Yeah, bitch. That's what I said. I don't fucking know.
Sorry, guys. Shit, sorry. I was like,
let's do some digging.
Yeah. I have not watched a season of Love is Blind, but I always love the commentary.
Best spray tan in Minnesota.
St. Paul, Minnesota. Blend. Okay.
But they're in Minneapolis too. So it can be both.
She's going to listen to this. I mean, you dumb bitches.
She's going to be like, what the fuck? So her spray tan was gorgeous. And you know why she is the winner of Spray Tan of the Week? Because Aspen and I were watching the reunion and he goes, wow, her tan looks real good. And I was like, Spray Tan of the Week.
Oh, done.
Done. She won. She won everything. But yes, Mads ERR is her at. If you guys want to go ahead and take a peek, we'll share it on our Instagram as well. She slayed this tan, ate down, and she was also like a little bit of I don't want to say a villain, but she was given like all of the tea this season. So that was like a pretty good spray tan to do if you were going to do any of them from this season.
We love a main character spray tan.
Exactly. She was giving main character. She looked so hot the whole season. So the reunion was popping and her tan looked incredible. So shout out to Blend, Minneapolis, Minnesota's best spray tan.
We are so sorry.
We're just girls.
Literally just girls. I do love Minneapolis, though. I went there for an Aveda conference like almost 2 years ago. It's cool.
Period.
Cute little city. A little chilly, but...
I loved seeing the Love is Blind episodes where they were like taking them on dates around the city. It looks so cute there. I was like, damn, there's some fun shit to do over here.
Super clean. I was there during, there was a home Vikings game that weekend. So it was cool. It was like, city was like popping. Looks fun.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
Shout out Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Period. Also, if you're a Love is Blind fanatic like myself, I just honestly really love shitty reality TV. That's my vibe. That's my love language. That's how I decompress. Sometimes I need to just turn my brain off and like watch trash TV. And Love is Blind is one of those things for me. But they're going to be in Denver, Colorado next season. I imagine they're already filming. So if you're an artist in Denver, Colorado, now is your time.
Mm-hmm.
Now is your time to shine. Seek out these people.
Mm-hmm.
Offer spray tans, you know?
It really is such a good time because the people that go on the show become influencers, like obviously like nationally, but also like locally. And so such an easy
way to get business.
Yeah. Influencer to go after.
Market the fuck out of yourself and use Love is Blind.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about our topic.
I am too. Oh my God, I have so much to share. So if you're new here, my husband, our producer of the show, editor of the show, the all around, he does everything. And me and Kelsey are just the talent, honestly. Like we show up and we're like, hi. And poor Aspen is like, sweating in the back.
Minneapolis in Minnesota.
No, literally. He is the jack of all trades and we are literally just the talent. He has been on tour. My family has been on tour with my husband. He is a touring musician. And while we have been touring, I have learned so much, guys, and I want to share this with you. So they did it like a huge arena tour. And every arena that they go and they set up on for like the tour, they usually have like specific vendors that come into the arenas or the stadiums or whatever and they have them set something cute up for like the crew, the band, whatever. So one city we had this really cute like local like ice cream shop come and set something up for everybody, and they themed it around, so we were on tour with Kelsey Ballerini. They themed it around Kelsey's dog. So they named it Dibs' Ice Cream Shop, and they set it up backstage for everybody. And this was such a good way for this local business to get highlighted and really get that exposure from all of these people from everywhere. And of course, you know, you're going to have people in the band and the crew post this cute photo op of this local business that set something up for them. It was awesome. And then just like another example of another city that we were at, they set up a local hat maker, and she set up all of her hats, all kinds of like custom patches, and everyone on the band and the crew got to come in and make custom hats from this local like hat shop in the city. So I was chit-chatting with Aspen about it, and I'm like, my wheels are turning. How does one become a vendor per se for these things? And he says that there's a list of vendors for every arena that they stopped at. So they would go and, you know, park the buses or whatever, and these arenas would set up a list of all of their preferred vendors. And, you know, the tour manager, whoever would go through these vendors and be like, oh, we need this, we should get this. And they hire these people. They hire local chiropractors, local masseuses, you know, beauty business owners. So I thought that I would be, you know, remiss if I did not mention this to you guys. We always talk about, you know, putting your name out there and marketing yourself and really getting creative and thinking outside of the box. And this was something that I was like, this is amazing.
Cool.
This is so fucking cool. So honestly, you reach out to these stadiums, arenas, venues, and you ask them like, is there any way I can get on a vendor list for you guys? I am a local spray tan artist. This is the service that I provide. I'd love to come and maybe offer you guys a service so you can see what it is that I offer and, you know, potentially get on a vendor list. And every tour manager for, you know, every tour that works at these stadiums or the arenas, they, you know, skim through the vendor lists. And let's say if, you know, the artists or the background singers or dancers or anybody on the crew is like, okay, does anybody need their hair cut this day? Or does anybody need makeup or, you know, spray tans, whatever it is. I just thought that it was such a good idea to get on a vendor list for these stadiums, arenas, venues, just so that you can boost your business's visibility. And this is also such a way, if you're in a smaller town, this is, you know, a creative way of gaining that celeb client that you dream of. We always have people hit us up and DM us like, how do we get celebrity clients? And they live in, let's say, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Get on a fucking vendor list, guys. Talk to these stadiums, arenas, venues. Let them know what you offer. Let them know who you are. Ask to be put on a vendor list so that, you know, these tour managers or these people that frequent these venues see your business. And if you're chosen, you can literally, I spoke to someone who is on a vendor list for an arena in Nashville. And she says that she goes like every 2 weeks to this arena in Nashville, and she ends up having to go through like the back entrance and, you know, the dressing room areas. She sets up and she services everybody that's, you know, in the arena. Mind you guys, these tour buses, they get there early as fuck. Like they get there at like, let's say 8 a.m., right? And the show is not until 9 p.m. So they have all day in these like back areas where they can like chill. There's catering, like they just vibe out. They usually have to have some sort of like sound check at, you know, the afternoon time. So they're there all day. That's the perfect like area to marinate in a spray tan. There's also showers in all these places, and like it's the perfect thing. So if you are looking for creative ways to market and boost your business's visibility, get on a vendor list, y'all. That shit is going to change the game for sure.
I fucking love that. And that, guys, that can go beyond. So arenas, and then even like smaller, like music halls, wherever it is, like in your city where people come and perform, hit them up. That's incredible. Oh my God.
Right?
That's so cool. That's such a cool opportunity for people, really looking to kind of like break into like the celeb space.
Absolutely. And like that's become one of my favorite things during this tour is like seeing who the vendors are for the day. So they're like so random, guys. The vendors list are huge. There's so many different things that they bring in for these artists and people in the band. Like, let's say, for example, another city we went and there were baby goats and someone brought in their baby goats for baby goat cuddles so that everybody could like just vibe out and like, you know, kill time in the arena because they're there all fucking day, you guys. There's another one that they had puppies from a local rescue trying to get them adopted out. And they brought the puppies backstage so everybody could do, you know, like puppy cuddles and post pictures of them to boost visibility for the animals that needed homes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the options are endless, guys. There's so many types of things that go on these vendor lists. And why wouldn't it be your business?
Right.
The only thing that is stopping you from being on a vendor list is yourself. Reach out to these people. Let them know who the fuck you are. Truly, It's that easy.
Yeah. If you sell self tanners, always bring like any retail that you have on hand too. Make that lasting impression.
Yep.
Oh my God, I love this advice.
Right? So cool. I loved it. So yeah, that is all we have for you guys today on the first episode back of the Glow the Fuck Up podcast. Next episode, we are so excited to share with you my marketing genius, the genius behind AltSun. She's my marketing girl, Sasha. We're interviewing her, guys. You don't want to miss this. She's going to go over creating a strong brand story for everyone. She's going to go over the limiting effects of an aesthetic on brands. We're also going to talk about the death of luxury. And I know this is going to have some of you bitches tussling because sheesh. So definitely stay tuned. We cannot wait to see you guys next week. You don't want to miss next episode. Anyways, we love ya.
It was so good to be back. We love you guys.
It feels so good to be back.
Happy St. Patrick's Day if you're listening to this on the 17th.
Yes, queens. All right. We love ya. Bye.